Okay, so we've been working on the same I can statements. Remember that Mod 2 and Mod 3 both talk about Pythagorean theorem. We started with the proof before Christmas, and then when we've been back, we've been applying the Pythagorean theorem to find missing sides, and that's what we've been doing. Have you ever seen The Wizard of Oz?
Yes.
Okay. So this scene is actually the scene from the movie, and so I want you to listen to it without commenting. Just listen, but I want you to analyze what they're saying.
Therefore, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Universitatis Comitiatum e Pluribus Unum, I hereby confer upon you the honorary degree of Ph.D.
Ph.D.?
That's Doctor of Thinkology.
Sum of the square roots of any two sides of an isosceles triangle is equal to the square root of the remaining side. Oh, John! I've got a...
Anything hit you, like what he was talking about? What was the scarecrow talking about? Pythagorean theorem. When you watched The Wizard of Oz before, did you realize that's what he was doing? Alright, so I'm gonna let you listen to it again, and we're gonna see if you can hear the Pythagorean theorem if you did not hear it. Would the closed captions help you?
Yeah.
Yes.
You could even slow it down.
Really?
Yeah, if you put
Click,
the little
the
icon
ear.
next to the
This one?
caption. Yeah.
Then
And you
click
change the
at that.
speed.
They come out, they think deep thought.
He sounds tired.
Doctor of Thinkology.
Ready?
watch out.
Sum of the square roots of any two sides of an isosceles triangle is equal to the square root of the remaining side.
Alright, so did you hear the Pythagorean theorem? Samarian,
He said every side of the triangle.
is that not true? Is there a problem with that? Rihanna? He said an isosceles triangle?
Yeah. He also said the square root of the remaining side, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
So do you think he was wrong?
He could have been because he hit to some sides. He didn't say specifically which
And
one.
that's what Samarian was saying.
Yeah, I mean, if he put the hypotenuse and angle together, it will not give you b squared.
Okay, so I'm going to play it again, and I want you to be thinking about how we're going to rewrite his script. Rewrite just the scarecrow's script. So on the back, somewhere on your, you can use your bell ringer paper. Find a space. So what do you call that in English when you write it, like what somebody's saying? Dialogue. So I want you to write the dialogue for the scarecrow. How should he have said it? Okay? And you do it by yourself. And then we'll go from there, okay? Do you want me to play it again?
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
All right. Let me try. I think it's okay. So now you write his dialogue. What should he have said?
I don't know how to explain it, but I know how to set it up. Okay. Maybe just write it. Do what you think, okay, so I can see where you are.
$30 more seconds? Okay, thumbs up if you need another, like 30 more seconds. Okay, 30 more seconds. Okay, pencils down. Alright, so now you're going to discuss with your team. We're going to do a round robin. Do you know what that means?
Yes.
We're not writing, we're talking. So how long do y'all think that's going to take for everybody to say their dialogue?
About 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Like 30 seconds each.
30 seconds each? Perfect. So that, okay, 2 minutes. I'm going to set the timer, and when it dings, then the next person go.
I'll put the werewolf over
Well, no, because
Just
he had something
read it
wrong.
again. Read it again.
Okay, he should have said that if you squared both legs and add them together, it would give you the remaining side, which is a squared plus b squared plus c squared.
What'd you get?
So when you write a dialogue, you're writing what he's actually gonna say. So you
The square root of
So you'll get another chance when it comes back to you. So person number 2 should be talking.
Isosceles triangle is equal to the square root of the remaining side. I said it wrong.
one square root plus another square root is equal to the hypotenuse.
Yeah, that's similar to what I got, but I can put the square root of the 2 legs are equal to the square root of the remaining side.
So say it like the scarecrow.
The square root of the 2 legs are equal to the square root of the remaining side. I'm scared.
Alright, we're on person 3. Person number 3 should be talking. Say it like the scarecrow said. Say it like, how would the scarecrow say it?
Any side.
The side of the right triangle will.
Think about when you were from. Okay, who's next? Who's 4? Jamila, read what you wrote. What, you don't understand the job or the what I'm asking you to do? So, do you understand what a dialogue means? Like when someone talks. Okay, so you understand that. Do you understand how you should tell somebody to do using the Pythagorean theorem? Okay, so you don't know the Pythagorean theorem. So where's your notes from yesterday? What we did yesterday, so I can see what you did from yesterday.
The square root of the hypotenuse. This means that the scarecrow says.
He also.
The scarecrow said that.
I think it was page 62. Yeah. Okay, so this is what he did. So what he should have said is, what does A stand for? In the right triangle, what is A? A represents what? The legs. So the legs, so you should have said the leg squared plus the leg squared must equal the. That's what he has to say. Okay, so you do know it, but you might not have it in your long-term memory yet. So you have to go back to your notes and you have to read it. This is now your long-term memory. The more you study it, it's going to become part of you. Okay, but you didn't study. You have to read your notes at night because you did the job. Does anyone want to share their dialogue? But you have to be getting character of the scarecrow. Okay, so stand up and be the scarecrow. And y'all analyze what she's saying. Face them so they can hear you.
Alright, so I said we're taking the square root of 2 sides that form a 90-degree angle will equal to the square root to the remaining side of a triangle.
Okay, good. Good.
You should have said that if you square both legs and add them together on the right triangle, it will give you the remaining side. Whoa!
Go ahead, Justin.
Okay, let me
Get into character, Justin.
I should have brought a hat.
I know. I should have props.
This will be my hat.
Okay.
The square root of the 2 legs of a right triangle are equal to the square root of the remaining side.
Very good.
Whoa! I have a PhD!
No, it was called a THD.
I have a THD.
I think I need you to take out your assignment that you had yesterday when I had to leave, which was the problem set. You need your whiteboards. You're gonna show out your answers, and you need to be showing me 1A. You don't have to show your work. I can look in your Eureka books if I need to. I just want the answer. I want to quickly see how we did. 1A, write it down. 5. Show me the green side, remember, so I know you're ready.
Show the answer?
Just the answer.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. If you don't have an answer, I need a blank. You show me a blank. Everybody shows me something. Okay? Okay. So if I say yes, we're going to count it, okay? Yes.
1,
Yes.
2,
Yes.
3,
Yes.
4,
Yes.
5,
Yes.
6,
Yes.
7,
Yes.
8,
Yes.
9,
Yes.
10,
Yes.
11.
11. Okay. 1B. Put it on.
I put, okay, I meant C squared.
Uh-huh.
I didn't.
So you caught your own mistake. Good. But do you see the difference between the two? What is it?
Well, 100 has to be square root because C is not equal to G squared. Yeah, because
C is a linear distance. C squared measures what?
It is triangle.
No. How do we measure C squared? C times C. What does that give me?
Oh, a square.
What part of the square? What does it tell me about the square?
hypotenuse.
No. Think about it. I'll come back and ask you. Alright, show me. Yes. Yes.
2,
Yes.
3,
Yes.
4,
Yes.
5,
Yes.
6,
Yes.
7, what?
Yes.
8,
That's not, those aren't equal. Yes.
9,
Yes.
10,
Yes.
11,
Yes.
12.
Yes. Okay, do the next one. 2A.
maybe C is just a triangle and C squared is a square. Because, well, half of a square is a triangle. So maybe it's something like that.
Keep thinking. What's the difference between C and C squared? Show me. Yes.
1,
Yes.
2,
Yes.
3,
Yes.
4,
Yes.
5,
Yes.
6,
Yeah. No. Sorry. I didn't mean to go. No. Yes.
7,
Yes.
8,
yes,
9.
You gotta show 'em. Okay. All right. So I need to mark that one. Okay. Close your eyes. Close your eyes and don't look. Thumbs up if you did not know how to do them. Thumbs up if you didn't know how to do them. Okay. Everybody just hit thumbs down. Okay. Thumbs up if you just ran out of time. Okay. Thumbs down. All right. Put your whiteboards up. So those of you whose thumbs went up because you said you didn't know how to do this, here's another mini lesson. Can I count units going on a diagonal?
No.
But you can't make a triangle out of it, and then you can
Yeah, you can make 1, 1.
Okay, so let's go back and practice our 3 steps. When I read this to you, think about the main idea. Find the length of the segment AB if it's possible to do. What's the main idea here? What's going on in this problem?
Yes,
Segmentation.
We have a segment. We have a segment AB. And by the way, another way you may see this written is they might write the segment mathematically. So if you see that, that just means segment AB. Okay, so Hala said we could make a triangle out of this. How could we make a triangle out of this? Think about, can you draw me a triangle? Dustin.
You go from A and you make a leg that's going up because the legs have to meet a 90-degree angle, so you take both and you...
So what do we call that when we take a point and we move vertically? What is that called? What kind of transformation is that?
Translation.
We're going to translate. So you're saying we can translate, you said up?
Yeah.
So we're going to translate up how much?
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. So my transformation is y plus 4. So then we get this side. So that side, that segment is 4. Can you see why that segment is 4? I want you to pay attention. We can count, this is 1 unit, but this is not 1 unit. Because look what you have right here. You see that? What is that? Triangle. And is it a right triangle?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other day, remember we were talking about that? Can this side be equal to these sides?
No.
We talked about that. No. So that's why this can't be 1 because it has to be bigger than that. So that's why you can't count. So we have to use some other mathematical tool. So we are translating A. So he said go 4 up and then we go
3 across.
Okay, you gotta be specific with the cross.
Right.
So 3 to the right. 1, 2, 3. So that segment is 3.
So 4 squared plus 3
Don't
squared.
So now this looks like our homework our work from yesterday. So okay, those of you who left it blank, let's talk about how we would do this. This is a right triangle. I'm looking for the hypotenuse. So oh, by the way, I forgot to write our vector. X plus 3. That's the vector that got me these values. Because I translated A to B. And if I go A to B, did I go that distance? Because vectors do what? Measure what?
Distance and direction.
Distance and direction. So if I go from A to B, now we can find the distance. Remember before, this is cool. Because before when we were doing vectors, we didn't know how far to translate. Now you can figure it out. We finally have a tool to figure out exactly how far that vector is. That's exciting. Finally. Okay. So we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem. The scarecrow says that the square of the legs plus the square of the other leg has to equal the hypotenuse squared. So 3 squared would be 9. 4 squared is
16.
And that has to equal,
25. Yeah. 5.
so 25 has to equal c squared. So my distance from A to B
It's 5.
has to be 5. So the distance from A to B is 5. So that's the lesson. The only difference is it was on the coordinate plane. I want to do a quick stick it together activity. Do you remember how to do that? All right, so let me read the problem to you. We'll kind of talk it out and then I'm going to let you work. Put your name on the square and then put your post-it work on top.
That reminds me, like, the woods reminds me of the video in this picture about an escalator.
Oh, the
And it was like our grade kind of thing.
The escalator, she's talking about the video. She said this reminds her of the escalator.
I don't
Is
know.
it is? Does an escalator have a slope?
Yeah.
Even though it's stairs, if you look. It's cool. Math is everywhere. That's great. Okay, so let's read it. Choctaw Middle School is having a wheelchair ramp installed. The base of the ramp is 17 feet and the height is 2.7 feet labeled. What is the length of the ramp round to the nearest tenth? All right, each team is going to get one and some Post-its. So I need number 2s to come get the materials. You take it from there. You're working by yourself for 3 minutes, and then we come together. So you need to read it again, second time, read it again, third time, and then get started. I got a new timer, so we can see if it works. 3 minutes.
Do you see that you can use the Pythagorean theorem? How do you know that you can use the Pythagorean theorem? What kind of triangle does it have to be? A right triangle. Okay. So if it's a right triangle, then you can use the Pythagorean theorem. So can you write down what the Pythagorean theorem is? Can you write down that equation? Do you know what the Pythagorean theorem is? Mm-hmm. What's the Pythagorean theorem? Point to it. Where do you have it written down? Okay, write that down. That's the first thing. Since you can use the Pythagorean theorem, you write it down. Write it down like on the top. Oh, y'all got like cute Post-it notes. So we're gonna write it down. Say it right now. What is it?
A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
So that's what the scarecrow would say. Okay. Now looking at this problem, what part of the right triangle am I looking for? Okay, are we looking for the legs? What are the legs? Are we looking for this? No, we know what that is. This is a leg. Do we know what that leg is? Do we know how long this leg is?
Oh,
So we know what this leg is and we know what that leg is. So we're not looking for the leg. We're looking for the what?
hi.
Hypotenuse. So the hypotenuse in the formula is what variable? That's what we're looking for, C. Okay? So what's the first part of the formula say? Do what? So which one do you, it's leg squared. Do you want to use this leg or do you want to use this leg? This one, the 2 points, or the 17? Okay, so leg squared. So how would you write that? CJ, sign in the back and just put it in the bucket. And then you can get your Fun Friday treat, it's on my desk. Okay, so 17 squared, okay.
All right, that's 3 minutes. Y'all need more time?
Yeah.
Alright, 1 more minute.
1 more minute. Okay.
So then, is that 17? Okay, plus, now what does the B stand for? The other leg, right? So now put plus 2.7 squared. Because this, remember, it's the leg squared plus the leg squared equals the hypotenuse, which we don't know what that is, so we just leave it C squared. Okay? So do you know what 17 squared is? Yes or no? No. Okay. So can you look on my chart? Do you see where it says 17 squared? 289, right down. Now, this is where your calculator, I'll let you use your calculator. Okay, I don't expect, well, I do expect you to know those. But if you don't know it, we're gonna punch in the calculator down. Okay, do you know what 2.7 is squared? And it's not on my chart. So did y'all, any of you have your calculator? Okay. Can I ask somebody to tell me what 2.7 squared is?
It's 7.29.
7.29, write it down.
That is right.
Your team's gonna help you.
No.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, so now I want you to debrief at your team. So this is where you're coaching each other. You're not just saying, here's my answer. Coach them. And you come up with the best answer and it goes in the best answer box. Okay? Alright, how much time y'all think you need?
Like a minute.
Okay, we'll do 3 minutes and then a minute, and I was gonna give y'all 5, so I'm gonna give you 3.
Ma'am? For C squared, now they can do that.
Not all the time, but on the top they can. I just did mine.
Oh, sure, yeah. I have somebody bring in here.
Yeah, so it's 10.
So I'm kind of waiting to see what she's gonna do.
It's 17 what?
Oh, well, that's round.
All that work. This is just put the answer.
This is 19
Hey, you have to show all your work. Okay.
You're right, it has to be less than
You gotta get your calculators in first.
It's 17. It's like 17 point. It's in between 17.2.
289 plus 83.
To make sure that you do a squared plus b squared plus c squared. So they know that that's what you did up here. Because if they see what you did up here, they're going to automatically know that you had to do the process right. So good job.
You know how you're gonna apply to a problem. Like, can't you just take well, obviously you can't label the hypotenuse A or B. So if you label it doesn't matter if it's A or becomes B. But as long as you square them,
Okay, so when we break up into general, if we have time today, check out the next like
so Mario, what'd you do? Can I see this?
295.
Okay, so we're gonna have.
That's right. Oh yeah, it is. That's right. But so you see how it's a like a really long number and it's a decimal. So if you don't really want to, you won't get a whole number. So you can just do the square root. You know how to do a square root sign? You just do the square root of 296.29. Jamila, what'd you get?
2.7. Okay, so when you did 2.7 squared, what'd you get? Did you do it in your head or you tried to do it on your calculator? Yeah. Okay, so can you do 2.7 squared on your calculator? Okay, you got like 7 point something. Dustin, can you press the play button? I guess it doesn't turn off by itself.
I got 729.
Which would be what is a decimal? 729 hundredths would be how much?
72.9.
No, that would be 72 and 9.
7.2.
So, and your calculator is probably on a different mode, so I'm gonna have to try to convert it. You have to figure out how to make it into rational. Okay, so you write that down, and then you do, what was your other leg? So then you square that. Then you add those two numbers together, and that's your C squared. And if you can get that far right now, I'm happy with that. There's an image on the overhead. I want you to, for 30 seconds, I want you to reflect on the image and just in your mind think of any questions you might have about the image. Right? Just look at the image and think. Go. Okay, so on your stick it together page, wherever there's room, find you some space, and we're going to do the chalkboard. Write down your question. 30 seconds for that. Okay, time's up. All right, so I'm going to go to each group, and you can give me one of your questions. And I may or may not answer it. Okay, I just kind of want to see what you're thinking about. All right, so table one. Give me a question.
Is it a right angle?
Is it a right angle? Okay, so I don't know what the pronoun it means. So can you define what the word it? Is the ramp a right angle? But the ramp, okay, so the ramp is this, right? This is the ramp.
Oh, miss.
So would that be a right angle?
No, that'd just be like a line section.
So I can't answer that. Table 1.5. What's y'all's question?
Well, I don't got it down, but is it a stairs?
Are there stairs?
Like, is the stairs on there? No. So, like, on the side.
So does the ramp form a right angle? Is that what you're trying to say? Okay. Does the ramp form a right angle? What do you guys think?
Yeah, like
Okay.
the
Do the
side of-
squares? Do the stairs form a right angle?
No.
Table 3. What's your table 2? What's your question?
Oh, we have the same question.
Okay. Table 6. What's your question?
Well, I have one is the end of the ramp levitated off the ground, so would they be able to get on the ramp?
Okay.
Can I have the measurement?
Table 7. Can we use the Pythagorean theorem? CJ, table 8, what's y'all's question?
What's the measurement of the legs and the hypotenuse of the ramp?
Okay, so what's the measurements of the legs and the hypotenuse? You got a question?
My question was, I wanted the measurements just of the legs. Because the ramp is levitated off the ground.
So did you hear?
Okay, because Denny's question said it's levitated off the ground. Well, if it's not, like, if it's not equal, then it could be. Like, if the measurements don't fit in the second,
Well,
then you can't find the answer to this question.
That would defeat the whole purpose of the ramp if it isn't like completely smooth at the bottom.
Good. Okay, so here's where we are. This is going to be our next agenda item. On Tuesday, I'm going to give you your task and I've taken in some of your ideas. And but I have a task for you. Remember, like I'm the employer and you're the employee. So we have a new job. Remember, you had to figure out about Nellie. Now I have a new job for you. And so I'll give you that task on Tuesday. Your exit ticket will be your stick it together and your bell ringers. So those need to be handed to me on the way out. All right, move. All right, Choctaws, blue tables, you may go. Have a good week.